Supermarket chain Aldi is expanding its range. The German retailer is adding another 250 items to its shelves, including hot chili sauce, naan bread and almond powder. Experts say it's a strategic move to prevent buyers going to Coles and Woolies to finish their shop.
9 Aldi products that put expensive brands to shame. You're paying double for your groceries. Not because the food is better, but because you've been trained to. That $9 jar of Rouse? There's a $3.49 version that beat it in blind taste tests. That $20 olive oil? Same regions. Sometimes the same suppliers as a $5 bottle. Today, I'm exposing 9 grocery products where premium brands charge up to 200% extra for marketing, not quality. And by number 1, you'll understand why even professional chefs don't shop where you think they do. 9. The olive oil lie. Walk into any specialty food store. That imported Italian olive oil costs $15 to $25 per bottle. The packaging is gorgeous. The label tells a story about ancient groves, family traditions, sun-drenched hillsides in Tuscany. You're paying for a fairy tale. Now walk into Aldi. Specially selected extra virgin olive oil. $4.99 for the same size bottle. Here's what the premium brands don't want you to know. The Mediterranean doesn't have separate olive trees for expensive bottles and cheap bottles. Olives are olives. Mills are mills. And according to food industry analysts, many private label olive oils come from the exact same regions, sometimes the exact same suppliers, as the bottles costing 4 times more. The difference? That $20 bottle spent millions on marketing. They hired designers for the beautiful packaging. They paid for shelf space at Whole Foods. They built a brand story that makes you feel sophisticated for buying it. Aldi cut all of that out. Same oil, no story, no markup. Food scientists have conducted blind taste tests comparing Aldi's specially selected olive oil to Colavita, Filippo Berio, and premium Whole Foods selections. The results destroyed the expensive brands. Aldi consistently ranked in the top tier for flavor profile, acidity levels, and overall quality. Tasters couldn't tell which was the expensive oil. Let that sink in, because there was no difference to taste. Professional chefs have admitted this on YouTube. They use Aldi olive oil in their restaurants. Why would they pay triple for a product that performs identically in the kitchen? But here's the real scandal. Many Italian olive oils aren't even fully Italian. They're blended oils from multiple countries, just bottled in Italy for the label. It's one of the dirtiest secrets in the food industry. Aldi's specially selected typically has proper DOP certification, protected designation of origin, meaning it actually comes from where it claims. The expensive brand with the romantic Italian story? Check the fine print. You've been paying $15 extra per bottle for marketing. Over a year, that's $180 thrown away on a product you use constantly for nothing. But olive oil is just the warm-up. What's happening in the cheese section is even worse. 8. The cheese counter conspiracy. Cheese snobs will tell you that you have to pay $15 to $25 per pound at specialty counters, that the quality justifies the price, that discount stores can't possibly have good cheese. They're lying. Or they've never actually compared. Aldi's Emporium selection line features imported cheeses from Europe, actual imported products with protected designation of origin certifications, Manchego from Spain, aged Gouda from Netherlands, Parmigiano Reggiano from Italy, Brie from France. These aren't inspired by European cheeses. These are the real thing, imported, aged properly, with official certifications. The price? $3 to $7 for portions that cost $12 to $20 at Whole Foods. How is this possible? Aldi orders in massive quantities directly from European producers. They skip the specialty distributor markup. They don't have expensive cheese counter staff. They don't offer samples. They just sell the cheese. Food bloggers have documented this extensively. They've bought the exact same cheese from Aldi and from Murray's Cheese in New York. Same origin. Same aging process, same producer in many cases. The Aldi version cost 40 to 60% less. But here's what really exposes the scam. The pre-packaged cheese at Aldi is often fresher than the cheese at expensive counters. Think about it. Those fancy cheese counters cut large wheels in the morning and let the pieces sit exposed to air all day. Every time someone opens that display case, temperature fluctuates. Every time cheese sits under those lights, it degrades. Aldi's cheese is vacuum sealed at the source. No air exposure, no temperature fluctuation, no degradation. Professional cheesemongers have admitted this in interviews. The romantic idea of the cheese counter is better than the reality. You're paying extra for the performance. The cheesemonger describing the flavor notes, the beautiful display case, the samples. You're not paying for better cheese, you're paying for theater. Want proof? Buy Aldi's imported Manchego, Gouda, and Brie. Put them on a cheese board. Don't tell anyone where they came from. Watch people assume you spent $50 at a specialty shop, then reveal you spent $15. The reaction exposes everything. If people can't tell the difference until they see the price tag is the only difference. If this is already making you angry about what you've been spending, hit like, because the chocolate situation is about to make it worse. 7. The chocolate deception. Lindt bars cost $4 to $6. Ghirardelli is $5 to $7. Specialty brands hit $8 to $12 for a single bar. Aldi's Moser Roth chocolate costs $1.99 to $2.49. And in blind taste tests, Moser Roth wins. Not surprisingly good for the price, actually wins. This isn't some budget brand pretending to be premium. Moser Roth is manufactured in Germany by a company that's been making chocolate since 1841. It's an actual European chocolatier that Aldi contracted with for exclusive private label production. The cocoa content is high, 70%, 85%, even 90% dark chocolate options. The tempering is proper. You get that satisfying snap when you break a piece. The flavor is complex with none of the waxy texture that plagues cheap chocolate. Food reviewers have pitted Moser Roth against Lindt Excellence in blind comparisons. Moser Roth wins or ties consistently. People literally cannot identify which is the expensive chocolate. The sea salt dark chocolate, multiple reviewers rated it better than Lindt's sea salt version. The hazelnut crisp, comparable to premium European brands costing triple. Here's what chocolate experts look for. Proper snap when you break it, smooth melt in your mouth, complex flavor that evolves, no waxy residue on your tongue, no white bloom after storage. Moser Roth checks every box. So what are you paying for with Lindt and Ghirardelli? You're paying for the advertisements you've seen, you're paying for the brand recognition, you're paying for the fancy packaging, you're paying $3 to $5 extra per bar for marketing. The actual chocolate in Moser Roth is equivalent or superior. But here's what makes this even more insulting. Moser Roth bars come in individually wrapped, resealable packaging. You can eat one square without the whole bar going stale. Premium brands often don't even include this feature. You're paying more for less functionality. That's not a premium product. That's a scam with better advertising. The chocolate revelation is bad. But what I discovered about coffee made me genuinely angry. 6. The coffee markup. Coffee people will argue about roast profiles and origin stories. They'll pay $12 to $15 per bag for Starbucks beans like it's a religion. Then they try Aldi's Barissimo line and the whole belief system collapses. Barissimo whole bean coffee costs $4.99 to $6.99 per bag. That's literally half the price of Starbucks or Peet's. In blind taste tests, most people can't tell the difference because coffee quality is about freshness, roasting technique, and bean sourcing, not branding. Aldi sources beans from the same regions as premium brands. Colombia, Ethiopia, Guatemala. They use proper roasting processes. And because their turnover is insanely high, the coffee is often fresher than what's been sitting on regular grocery shelves for months. Here's something the premium brands hope you never realize. The beans themselves are a tiny fraction of what you pay. Most of the cost is roasting, packaging, distribution, and marketing. Starbucks spends hundreds of millions on on advertising, on brand building, on making you feel like their coffee is worth $14 a bag. That cost gets passed directly to you. Aldi doesn't advertise. They don't build brand mystique. They just source good beans, roast them properly, and sell them at fair prices. The freshness factor is the real killer. Roasted beans start losing flavor within weeks. That Starbucks bag sitting on the shelf at Target for 3 months, it's already past peak flavor, even if it's not expired. Aldi's rapid turnover means you're often getting fresher coffee despite paying less. You're literally getting a better product for half the price because Aldi doesn't have inventory sitting around gathering dust. Coffee reviewers have documented this. They've cupped Barissimo against premium brands. The consensus? Barissimo belongs in the conversation. It's not budget coffee with budget taste. It's legitimate good coffee at budget prices. The cold brew concentrate went viral. Coffee shops charge $4 to $5 for a single cold brew. Aldi's concentrate makes dozens of servings for $4.99 total. Professional baristas admitted it's shockingly good. If you're still paying $14 for Starbucks beans, you're not buying better coffee. You're buying a logo. We're halfway through, and everything so far has been bad. But the marinara sauce situation, this is where a premium brand got publicly humiliated. 5. The Rao's disaster. Rao's marinara sauce is the gold standard. Food critics love it. Chefs use it at home. It costs $8 to $9 per jar. Then the New York Times did something the premium brands didn't expect. They ran a blind taste test of 30-plus marinara sauces with professional chefs as judges. This is where it gets ugly. Aldi's specially selected marinara won. Beat Rao's, beat everything. Price? $3.49 per jar. People lost their minds. Rao's fans went into denial. Impossible. Must be a fluke. The New York Times is biased. So other publications ran their own tests. America's Test Kitchen, Serious Eats, independent food bloggers. Same result. Aldi's sauce consistently ranks in the top tier, often beating Rao's head-to-head. The New York Times didn't lie. The blind taste tests didn't lie. Rao's just isn't worth double the price. What makes Aldi's sauce so good? The ingredient label is almost identical to what you'd use making marinara from scratch. San Marzano tomatoes, olive oil, garlic, basil, salt, no sugar, no citric acid, no weird fillers. Rao's built their entire reputation on restaurant-quality sauce at home. Aldi matched that quality and undercut the price by 60%. Professional chefs admitted they switched. Why pay $8 when $3.49 delivers the same result? Or better, there's a conspiracy theory floating around foodie circles that Aldi's sauce is made by the same manufacturer as Rao's, just sold under a different label. No one has confirmed this, but the similarities are suspicious. Either way, if you're still buying Rao's after this, you're paying $5 extra per jar for nostalgia, for the brand name, for the marketing. The marinara situation broke the internet, but the baking aisle has an even dirtier secret. 4. The Toll House betrayal. Nestle Toll House has been America's default chocolate chip for decades. You probably grew up with it. Your mom used it. It feels like the right choice. Aldi's Baker's Corner chocolate chips cost $1.89 to $2.29 per bag. Toll House costs $3.50 to $4.50. And Aldi's are better. Not almost as good, not acceptable for the price. Better. Baking bloggers have tested this obsessively. Identical cookie recipes. One batch with Toll House, one with Aldi chips. Blind taste tests with dozens of people. The verdict? Most people preferred the Aldi version, more chocolate flavor, better melt, superior texture in the finished cookie. Aldi's chips have higher cocoa content. They melt properly. They have that real chocolate flavor without the waxy aftertaste that Toll House has become known for. Professional bakers have confirmed this on YouTube. Aldi consistently punches above its price point. Even people who notice a slight difference admit it's not worth paying double. Maybe Toll House is marginally better in some specific metric, but is that margin worth 100% more money? You've been buying Toll House out of habit, out of brand loyalty, out of the assumption that the name brand must be better. The name brand is worse and costs twice as much. That's not loyalty, that's being played. The dark chocolate chips are where Aldi really exposes the scam. Most brands charge a premium for dark chocolate chips. Aldi's are barely more expensive than semi-sweet. Same superior quality. If you're still reaching for the yellow Toll House bag, ask yourself why. Because it's not the taste. 3. The organic tax. Organic products are expensive. Everyone accepts this. If I want organic, I have to pay more. It's just the cost of eating healthy, except it's not. Aldi's Simply Nature line proves the organic tax is mostly a Whole Foods markup. Compare directly. Whole Foods, 365 organic eggs, $5.99 to $6.99 per dozen. Simply Nature organic eggs, $3.99 to $4.99. Same USDA organic certification, same free-range claims, sometimes literally the same farm. Organic milk? Whole Foods charges $6 to $7 per half gallon. Aldi charges $3.99 to $4.49. Same certification, same nutritional profile. Organic produce? Aldi's prices are 30 to 50% lower on comparable items. Same certification standards. How is this possible? Because Whole Foods is charging for the experience, the brand, the ambiance. You're paying rent on that fancy store design. You're paying for the juice bar, the samples, the specialty departments, the employees who can tell you the life story of every apple. Aldi doesn't have any of that, just organic products at reasonable prices. The Simply Nature line has expanded dramatically. Organic pasta, canned goods, snacks, frozen foods. Almost everything you'd buy organic at Whole Foods exists at Aldi for substantially less. The organic premium isn't about organic certification. It's about which store you're standing in when you buy it. If you're buying organic for health or environmental reasons, Aldi lets you do that without the financial punishment Whole Foods imposes. Stop associating organic with expensive. That association was manufactured by stores that profit from it. 2. The ice cream illusion. Häagen-Dazs costs $5 to $6 per pint. Ben & Jerry's is similar. Specialty brands hit $7 to $8. Aldi's specially selected ice cream costs $2.99 to $3.49 per pint. And multiple ice cream reviewers have confirmed it's as good or better than the premium brands. The texture is dense and creamy, proper premium ice cream with minimal air whipped in. The ingredients are simple: real cream, real sugar, real vanilla, real fruit. No corn syrup, no artificial flavors, no gums and stabilizers faking a creamy texture. Food scientists have analyzed it. The butterfat content is high, comparable to super premium brands. The overrun air content is low, meaning you're getting dense, rich ice cream, not fluffy, air-filled filler. Cheap ice cream is half air by volume. You're literally paying for air. Aldi's specially selected is dense. You're paying for ice cream. The Madagascar vanilla rivals Häagen-Dazs, according to reviewers. Real vanilla beans. You can see the specs. The flavor is complex and authentic, not that fake vanilla taste cheap ice cream has. The specially selected chocolate gelato was compared directly to Talenti in blind tests. Most tasters couldn't tell which was which. Some preferred Aldi's version. Talenti costs $5 to $6. Aldi's is $3.49. But the seasonal flavors are where it gets ridiculous. Aldi dropped a bourbon butter pecan that sold out nationwide in days. Word spread on social media. People drove to multiple stores. A sea salt caramel truffle that reviewers called better than anything Ben & Jerry's makes. These aren't humble Aldi products quietly competing. These are viral sensations, and they cost half what the premium brands charge. You can buy 3 pints of specially selected for the price of 2 Häagen-Dazs, and you won't sacrifice quality. You might actually upgrade. The ice cream situation is absurd, but what I'm about to reveal is the single best value in American grocery retail, and it exposes the entire premium food industry. 1. The $30 cheese for $8. We talked about Emporium selection earlier. This is different. This is the product that made cheese professionals admit the whole system is rigged. Aldi occasionally stocks ultra-premium imported cheeses under the specially selected label: aged Manchego, cave-aged Gruyere, authentic Parmigiano Reggiano, artisan blue cheeses. These cost $6 to $10 per package at Aldi. The exact same cheeses at specialty shops cost $25 to $40 per pound. This isn't an approximation. This is the actual cheese, imported from the actual region, aged using traditional methods, with official certifications and protected designation markings. A wedge of 24-month aged Parmigiano Reggiano at Aldi costs $7.99. At Murray's Cheese or Whole Foods, the same size wedge costs $18 to $22. Same cheese, same aging, same producer in many cases. The cave-aged Gruyere that appears during holidays? Legitimate Swiss Gruyere aged in actual caves in Switzerland. Specialty shops charge $30 plus per pound. Aldi sells it for $9.99. And here's the part that should make you furious. Cheesemongers who work at specialty shops have admitted they buy these cheeses at Aldi for personal use. The people selling you $30 cheese know it's the same product as the $8 cheese at Aldi. They just don't tell you. Read that again. Because their job depends on you not knowing. How does Aldi do this? Volume purchasing and direct relationships. They buy entire production runs from European cheesemakers. They commit to massive orders. In exchange, they get wholesale prices that specialist retailers can't match. The cheese counter at Whole Foods has overhead costs, staff, displays, samples, prime real estate. Aldi shrink wraps the cheese and puts it in a cooler. You're getting the same artisan product. You're just not paying for the performance of a cheesemonger describing it to you. If you love real, high-quality, properly aged cheese, Aldi's specially selected imports are the best value in American grocery retail. Nothing else comes close. The uncomfortable truth: 9 products, 1 pattern. That $20 olive oil? Marketing. That $25 cheese? Theater. That $6 chocolate bar? Brand recognition. That $9 marinara sauce? Nostalgia. You're not paying for quality. You're paying for the story on the label. The beautiful packaging, the advertisements that convinced you the expensive version was worth it. Aldi stripped away the story. What's left is the same product, sometimes better, at half the price. The New York Times proved it with marinara. Blind taste tests proved it with chocolate. Food bloggers proved it with olive oil. Cheesemongers proved it by shopping at Aldi themselves when no one was watching. The premium brands won't tell you this. The specialty stores won't admit it. The food magazines that depend on advertising dollars won't write about it. But blind taste tests don't lie. When you remove the label and judge purely on quality, the expensive version loses or ties in category after category. Think about what this means for your grocery budget. If you're spending $150 per week on groceries and even 30% of that is going to brand premiums instead of actual quality, that's $45 per week you're throwing away. $180 per month, over $2,000 per year for marketing, for packaging, for brand recognition, for nothing. This part matters. The expensive brands are counting on your loyalty. They're counting on habit. They're counting on you never questioning whether the premium price delivers premium quality. Question it. Test it. Do your own blind taste test if you don't believe me. Because once you realize you've been paying double for marketing, you can never go back to not knowing. If this just saved you thousands on groceries, hit subscribe. We're exposing the markup scams hiding in every aisle. Now click the video on screen. We're breaking down another industry where you're paying double for identical products. Once you see how deep this goes, you'll never shop the same way again.